Yeah.
Like,
They were non-existent. After having my first heart transplant and it failing, I had my second heart transplant, and within a year, I was the canvas director for the fund for the public interest's office that they ran on behalf of the Human Rights Campaign. And by year two, I was deteriorating to the point where I could not do it anymore. I couldn't sustain
With your
my
first transplant.
yeah with my dream. And even at that time, my dream was to see, like, live long enough to see gay marriage legalized, which I think is crazy. That was my fucking dream.
wow, good dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And I just and I lost it. I lost everything that meant something to me, and that's part of the other reason why I did not want a second heart. Like, I've always been a person who was like kind of like happy-go-lucky and stuff, but this is gonna sound so so like um my dreams, they just died with that. And then when I had my second heart, I was so lost. Um, and then the pandemic happened, and I know that the pandemic was horrible for other people, and it was hard for me and my family too. Like, we all had to live in one house again. But I kind of feel like that brought me back to what I needed. I got to spend the most amazing times with my nieces and nephews, and I my dreams that had completely disappeared. Like, I even at that time I even had a partner who I loved more than anything, but I knew could never give me real stability. But like, it didn't matter to me because I thought so much that my life was so temporary. Like, it didn't matter.
Wow.
And it really, you guys came into my life at this time, like during this time for me, and kind of like helped bring me back to life. Like, it sounds so stupid, like whatever, cheesy and gay,
It's not stupid.
but like,
Chris.
it really did. I went through this horrible breakup, and I was just so sad. And we were on FaceTime, and I was like,
I was on FaceTime with Chris almost every day during the
Yes.
pandemic, playing Animal Crossing
Or Call of Duty.
or Call of
yeah.
Duty.
Well, we were playing Animal Crossing a lot.
And Call of Duty. We really were kind of like split between.
Yes. What's up with our personalities?
Yeah, right.
Oh, and Mario Kart.
It was giving Barbenheimer.
Yes.
It was giving Barbenheimer.
It was bizarre because at this time I had nothing. I was doing nothing. I had just had my heart transplant, and I was just coming off of steroids, high dose steroids, which that Christmas made me. Steroids make you insane.
The second time.
Okay. We gotta hear
Like-
more about this.
Okay. Don't say no to drugs. Say no to steroids.
Yes. Roid rage is, and I just.
So it wasn't the best Christmas, I gather.
It was like a good Christmas,
Oh,
but it
okay.
was me who thought it was bad because I thought I was First off, me failing at Christmas doesn't happen, but steroid Chris thinks it does. I was like, I'm failing at Christmas. My niece and nephews, I love everything. I'm like, you hate it.
Oh my God.
Bruh, Chris mad.
Yes, Christmas. But you played the piano for me, and you were like, any song you want, and I was like, play "Stars Are Blind" by Paris Hilton. And I don't know, you started singing and dancing, and then you started dancing, and then I was on the FaceTime, and it was crazy. It kind of like started feeling like I could see my life again. Not because I saw it with you guys or like, no homo, no homo.
We're here to make an announcement. No.
Surprise, bitch. But yeah, it was like, I don't know, like, if you guys know how much at that time that you they brought me back to myself. I was like, I was lost. There was not a, which is crazy to say, is that there was not a day that I did not think to myself, like, I hope that I close my eyes today and it's the last day. Like, I just want to be done. That's how I felt for so long. And then through that process, I started going to bed at night. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to go wake up and play more. Like, I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I have to get Gemini's peaches.
Oh my God.
Sometimes I think about it. I don't know how I don't know how I got out of that, and I don't know when I would have or how I would have had I not had your friendship. Like, I didn't realize, like, I have the most amazing friends in life. I've always been very privileged with the support that I have around me. And but at that time, I didn't feel like I could talk to my best friend about these things. She just watched me in a coma for 7 days, and then I'm gonna tell her I don't want to live anymore. Like, kind of fucking friend. She's gonna be like, bitch, I didn't go through all that for nothing. You know? And how do you tell the people that you love the most and that you want to make proud the most that you're done? Like, you're just like done fighting, you're done surviving. And then something like clicked at that time that I realized I didn't have to survive anymore. I could live. Like, I could live. That was crazy to me, is when it was something that you said to me, that you said, your heart problems and your gender are some of the least interesting things about you.
They are to me. I don't care about your gender or your heart. I mean, I'm so happy you're here, but the things that I love about you and the things that I think make you you have nothing to do with those things
Yeah.
at all.
I know that I have spent a lot of time talking kind of about the realities and the hard part of transplant, because, talking about these things brings up a lot of hard feelings,
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's hard. It's hard as a disabled person. It's hard to say that too, right? Because you fight your whole life to be able. But I'm grateful every day that I'm here. There are times that I might be frustrated and things like that, but it was worth it. Getting the transplants was ultimately worth it, because the alternative truly is death. And I know for a fact that I would not be able to do that, like live this life that I'm living, had it not been for the support of my mom.
Oh.
And I have to give her credit where credit's due, because
No.
if, like, I've seen other people in this life be abandoned by their family in these moments, and then abandoning your family during a transplant means death.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
Yeah.
We're not even being able to get the transplant in the first place.
Yeah, but there's people who like, yeah, we have 24-hour support, we have this, and then you find out they didn't make it 3 months out because their family kept the house dirty, because of things like that, like simple things.
Yeah, I mean, Chris, you can't even have, beverages with
Yeah, you
ice.
can't have ice, you can't
There's
have
a lot of
fountain drinks.
Yeah, a lot of other things that you have to kind of be aware of that you don't even think about.
Yeah, I swear I'm funnier.
Presenting.
Whose heart is that?
You know?
One last question. Do you know who your donors are?
I don't. So the way that Jackson works, or most from what I've been told, is that the family has to reach out to you. Both families have not reached out to me. I also sometimes have this like pressure that I'm like, am I doing this person's life right?
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
For me to be here, 2 people had to die. Like
Whoa.
they had to have
Jeez.
their last laugh, and I get to be here on the extension of their time, and I'm so like, even outside all the hard, like I'm so grateful for that. And I
Yeah.
think that families and people should always consider donating their organs.
Yes.
Now be careful on where you give your bodies,
Uh-huh.
but donate the organs.
Leave the organs, take the skin sack,
Yep.
burn it. That's what I want. I want to be cremated and I want to give all my organs. And that's another thing, that 2 people had to die to save you, but I will venture to guess that they saved a whole lot of people with their other
Yes.
organs, you know? So we got to think about that too. That's the beauty. You give more life.
Launching.